What's good, family? There's a lot of us men out here that's going through things, and we be carrying things that we necessarily don't ever talk about. And it's not because we don't feel nothing, but because we learned real quick that this is just safer to stay quiet. You know what I mean? And honestly speaking, if you really think about it, that silence, that don't come from nowhere. You know what I mean? That come from experience. Um, that come from situations where opening up didn't go so well. So over time, we just stopped doing it. And that right there, that's how it starts. It's time. Welcome to the vibe. And that right there, that's where everything really begins because once a man feel like his voice ain't safe, you know what I mean? He just stops using it. Now he's like walking around handling everything on his own. Like that's just how life is supposed to be. You know what I mean? But and through all that nonsense and what it is he's going through, he's still showing up. He's still, working. He's still providing. He's still being there for everybody else. But on the inside, he got a lot going on. You know what I mean? And nobody even knows. People don't even be knowing that most of the time. You know what I mean? When they see a man that's quiet, they just assume he don't care. But most of the time, he going through it. You feel me? They see a man that don't express himself and assume, oh, he don't have emotions. But honestly speaking, that's not the truth. You feel me? A lot of us men feels everything. We just don't show everything because we learned showing too much can come back on us. You feel me? And once that happens a couple times, you start moving different because now you thinking like, I'd rather deal with this on my own than to risk being understood again. You know what I mean? So you build this version of yourself that make you think like you can carry everything, like pressure, pain, stress, disappointment. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel like you can carry it all and you still find a way to function with all that pressure on your back. And at first, you know what I mean? That feels like strength. You feel me? It feel like, oh, as a man, I got this. You feel me? I don't need nobody. I can handle it. You know what I mean? But over time, that same strength start turning into like weight. Like it really do get heavy because now you holding everything in. You feel me? And that feeling, the emotions, it's not going nowhere. And that pressure, it don't just disappear. You feel me? It builds up. That's why you see a lot of men snap out of nowhere or completely shut down or even just go numb because everything they've been holding in finally just got too heavy. And instead of talking about it, they just decide to deal with it in silence. It's some men out here that distract themselves. Some would get angry. Some would just, go out there and say they just keep grinding, you know what I mean? Hoping that feeling that they feel just go away. But honestly, me just being a man, I understand it don't. You feel me? It literally just sits there. And what I noticed was just because you can carry everything don't mean, you're supposed to. You know what I mean? Like that made me really see and understand things a little bit different because a lot of us was raised to believe that one, being silent is strength. You feel me? But sometimes that silence, is just a form of survival. And survival mode is not a place you're supposed to live in forever because at some point you got to start letting some of that go. You feel me? Not to everybody, not in every space, but it's like somewhere. You feel me? Because as men or as a man, you deserve that. You deserve a space where you don't gotta pretend. You feel me? You don't gotta act like everything is okay, especially when it's not. You know what I mean? And that don't necessarily make you weak. You feel me? That makes you human. That makes you real. You feel me? You could be strong and still be honest about what you feel, how you feel. You feel me? You could be solid and still admit like, yo, I'm dealing with something right now. That don't take anything away from you, us, anybody as men. That actually, in my opinion, I feel like that adds to us because now you're not just surviving, you feel me? You're growing, you know what I mean? And when you grow, that comes with awareness, being able to recognize what it is you feeling, why you feeling it, and what you need to like do about it. You know what I mean? That's a different level. So yeah, a lot of men stay silent, but that don't mean we gotta stay stuck like that forever. You know what I mean? We can unlearn, we can build better habits, we can create better environments, we can become more in tune with ourselves over time. It don't happen overnight, but it do happen with intention. And if you one of those men that been holding everything in, listen, just know you don't got to carry all that by yourself forever. You know what I mean? You don't got to carry all that by yourself forever. You just got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? Even if it's small, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's just being honest with yourself first, that's where it begins. And, you know, over time, that weight you've been carrying, it starts getting, you know, a little lighter. You know what I mean? Not because life get easier, but because you're not carrying it alone no more. You know what I mean? So just stay solid, but also stay real with yourself. You know what I mean? That's the balance. So stay up, family. I hope this video was some type of encouragement for y'all. And until next time, I see y'all tomorrow on the next video. Shout outs to all my fellas out there. Yeah.